Can you use emotion coaching with children who have additional needs? For example, speech and language and communication difficulties, or for those for whom English is an additional language?
Absolutely. I think emotion coaching is great for all children. I think with anything we have to change our approach based on the developmental age stage of that child. I think we need to make sure that we think about our language. I think we need to, depending on the age and ability of the child, to be using gestures as well as voice. But I think that heart-to-heart connection is felt by all children, and is in a way sensory regulation, body regulation is absolutely key, and even more so perhaps if there is a lot going on in a child's world in terms of sensory overstimulation, that actually being regulated in their bodies is so important.
Yeah, definitely. And actually I think emotion coaching has been a huge tool for our children who have additional needs, because it is about, quite often our children with additional needs, they are unable to express themselves, and actually they respond so well to having that familiar adult that they trust narrating it for them, helping them to process it through. We use a lot of signing and BSL to help them to process it, and actually a lot of our children who have additional needs can sign to us how they're feeling. Our teachers will then narrate how they're feeling, help them to process the steps of how to get through that feeling and how to process forward. So actually it's a humongous positive for all of our children who have additional needs and SEN.
It's mostly to do with props and visual aids that we would use around that situation, yeah.
Absolutely, because it's also when you talk to the children, but you can also use visual prompts such as talking cubes or some emotion stones, and actually it gives the children who may not understand or might not have that speech the opportunity to hold something and talk about their emotions or showcase their emotions.
100%, of course you can. You can always do different tools with them, so like I'll have one here. I have my own tools with me, like they help with kids who don't like to speak. Also just learning a bit of, not sign language, but just like understanding of like using your body language with them helps them to regulate their emotions as well. I think it can work for all kids, especially children with additional needs.
Absolutely. The children at our school all have additional needs. I've found that sometimes emotion coaching doesn't even need words. It might be that you've got a child in crisis and they're sat on the floor. I go and sit down on the floor with them and sit next to them and hold that space, and that is part of emotion coaching too.